Oh, I'm sorry.
She's
Yeah.
asking some questions. So probably
I do have one question for the both of you though. So, premarital sex is seen as wrong, right? Right. But what if you never get married? Then it's never premarital sex. There's just non-marital sex. Is there anything inherently wrong with that? Because if you never get married, then you never have to deal with a commitment to another person.
This was a question that's really become more relevant because of birth control. But before birth control, if you had a baby, you're obligated to raise that child with the most efficient resources you have, right? And that's a husband and a wife to raise that child together. That's how you form the child. That's how children are born.
Yeah.
So God says that He wants us to, He created sex as a blessing for that covenant. For that covenant of marriage, because it produces children, and that bond is what the children are raised in, that love, that nurture and admonition.
What about gay sex? What's wrong with gay sex?
Well, it's completely against what God designed. Like, God didn't design two males' bodies to go together the way they put them together.
Then why do women have a clitoris? Why do men have a prostate?
What do you mean?
Why is there any enjoyment in sex if it was just made for recreation?
Well, I mean, I could technically say pedophiles find pleasure in raping children. Should I say, oh, that feels good to them, so I'm not going to condemn it?
Not absolutely.
Where do you come up with an idea of morality to condemn what they're doing? If it's based on what you're saying.
Children, and that's gross.
So what? If they say, hey, it feels good to me, and the child, they said they liked it, why would you condemn what they do?
But biologically, the clitoris was made for women to enjoy sex.
Right. With a man. Yeah.
Then why is it on the outside?
Listen, if you get married, you can work with your husband to figure that out.
I will not marry a man. I promise you that.
Well, if you appreciate God's design and you understand God's design, you will. But that's what we're trying to get you to do. It's not a matter of what feels good, because if you follow what feels good, man, you're going to do some wicked things. You're going to do some embarrassing things. If you just follow what feels good, that's what bestiality is.
I feel like that's in a totally different realm.
No,
I feel like most people can agree with me.
I'm telling you, that's where it's going.
Pedophilia is not.
But you can't condemn it based on your worldview.
It's not my worldview, it's the law.
Well, I know, but based on your worldview, I mean, you think the law, you're using the law as a cop-out. You believe marijuana's good?
Not necessarily. I don't think it's not good.
Okay, well, you believe abortion's good.
Sure.
It used to be illegal.
But now it's not.
Right, but what if I use that argument and say, oh, it's illegal? You'd say that's a cop-out because we're arguing about...
It's not illegal.
I know, but you're not following me here. What I'm saying is, when you say, pedophilia is wrong because it's illegal, well, I could have said that about abortion 40 years ago, 50 years ago.
40 years ago, we had different science. We've made new discoveries, and we've found out.
So what's the scientific argument against pedophilia? Give me the scientific argument against pedophilia.
It's gross, and children are underdeveloped.
You don't like it. Is what you mean?
I do. I personally do not like pedophilia.
Okay, so your personal preference doesn't dictate what's real and right and wrong.
Well, I can say the same thing about you. Your personal preference.
I'm not out here preaching myself. I'm preaching to Jesus Christ.
But what you believe, but what gives Jesus that authority?
He's God.
Okay. That's great.
He demonstrated it through his resurrection from the dead. Historical fact.
I'm gonna be real. I don't believe that.
You've not looked into it either.
If Jesus did come back from the dead, does that make him a zombie?
No, resurrection is not zombification.
How?
Have you not even looked into Christianity? Do you not even understand the claims of Christianity?
I've taken religious classes.
So then why would you think that the resurrection of Jesus was zombification?
Because zombification is just the idea of somebody becoming alive after being dead.
You've not studied it. You know what voodoo is when they teach zombification. That's not what Christianity is saying about the resurrection of Jesus Christ.
But in definition, a zombie is an organism that was once dead and is now alive. And so therefore,
well, if you make that basic definition, if you want to make that basic definition, but you're defining terms, and what I'm saying is, who gave you the authority? You want to deny it from God, but you want to make these rules that say all morality must conform to what you want.
Well, who gave God the authority?
Who are you?
I'm a freaking badass, man. I'm pretty cool.
You might be cool. I'm not going to deny that. You know, I mean, you got flashy,
cool.
You got flashy hair and all this kind of stuff.
Oh, well, thank you.
It matches your glasses.
I agree. I am very cool.
So that might be, but the point is, God gave you life. He can determine when you die. He can determine what the laws of morality are where you can't.
Well, in that case, then God strike me down right now.
God's merciful to you. He's not going to do that. That's why we're here
why
talking to you.
not?
That's what God sent us here today, is to talk to you, to reason with you.
Because of this.
We want you to reason. We want you to reason with us. God gave you a mind to reason. That's why we're here. You know, we talked about the things that are evil, things that are bad, that we could both agree on that are bad. Pedophilia, mass murder, those things we can both agree are bad. But what I'm saying is, we can say they're bad because they defy God's laws. You say they're bad because you don't personally like them.
Yeah.
But that same basis, I could go to Golden Corral and say it's evil to eat shrimp because I don't personally like it.
Yep. You can absolutely say that all you want.
Right, but you could say it too. So you could and that based on that, you would say, hey, this pedophile is doing what he's doing on the same, and I don't like it for the same reason I don't like eating shrimp.
Yeah.
But he likes eating shrimp, so just go ahead and let him do that.
Not necessarily.
Right.
I don't
So
hang out with.
you're double-minded.
Let's say that I don't like shrimp. I don't hang out with people who like shrimp.
Right, but see, when you stipulate terms of morality, ultimately you're going to come to contradiction, and that's what you're doing.
You're coming to contradiction.
No, because you're saying on one hand, this is wrong because I say it's wrong, but then if somebody else says it's wrong, for you to believe something, it's like, well, I reject that because I don't accept somebody else's terms of morality because somehow you are the one, the lawgiver. You're the lawgiver.
Yeah, pretty much.
For everybody else or just for yourself?
No, for everybody else. I am in control of absolutely everybody.
Okay, well, I know you're mocking, but we're trying to be reasonable here with you. We're trying to reason with you.
I understand.
We believe that we have enough respect for you to think that you're reasonable.
Yeah, I'm definitely a reasonable person.
Okay, well, the mocking and stuff doesn't do well for you, okay? That doesn't really prove your point.
You guys are also yelling at people that abortion is bad. And so I don't think that puts me any below you guys.
No, I'm not. We're not. If
Thank you.
it's murdering babies, then it is bad.
I like murdering bees.
No, you don't.
Maybe I do.
You just like
Maybe I do.
You like being provocative.
Yeah!